These are the biggest mistakes you are making when going for Genesis camo or any of the endgame camos in Black Ops 7. Before I do get into it, if you're looking for any help unlocking any camos or getting anything done on your account as fast as possible, check out Mitch Cactus. They are super fast, safe, and reliable. I'm going to try and fly through these as fast as possible so you guys don't have to spend that much time watching this and you can just get back to the camo grind. But mistake number one is not using elite weapons. You can get these from defeating the boss, and you can also get these from completing missions in the highest tier zone, and these are going to really help you just lower the enemy's health. For example, if you're doing elite kills, get yourself an elite weapon, and these are going to really help you just lower the enemy's health, and then you can quickly swap over to a different weapon to get the actual kill with. Mistake number two is not playing with a team. Now, playing with a team is actually something you can really benefit with doing. For example, here I am playing with a team, and I am simply just getting a few shots into each of these zombies, and my higher tier friends are finishing them all for me. And even though he is actually getting the full eliminations, it still counts towards your camo challenges. So if there's a full team of you doing the same camo challenges at the same time, this is going to be super beneficial. You can join my Discord in the description if you guys want to find anyone to play with. The next mistake is not taking advantage of squad fill. Now, this is something I do that I don't think anyone else really thinks about. But for example, if I want to go to Coliseum but I'm combat rating 60, if I load in solo, it's going to spawn me in tier 5. It's going to spawn me the other side of the map. However, if I spawn in with squad fill on, a lot of the time it's going to fill me in with players who are combat rating 0, and because they are combat rating 0, it will spawn you in the lower tier zone, which is right next to Coliseum. So you don't have to spend ages actually traveling to the other side of the map at the beginning of every game. This is going to save you so much time, because instead of spawning in the other side of the map and then traveling at the beginning of every match, you can spawn in exactly where you want to. The next tip is eliminating every single enemy in the area. So for example, this is something I see a lot of people doing, especially in places like Coliseum. If you are farming special enemies, so the raiders in Coliseum, the biggest mistake people are making is clearing out all of the other enemies, because if you actually clear out all of the other enemies, the raiders will spawn in a lot slower. So what you actually want to do is simply just focus on the raiders. You can get a couple of kills on the other enemies, but do not wipe them all out. Every single time I do this, I literally just focus on the raiders, and that is literally it. As soon as I've killed the raiders, I'll go ahead and make a loop around the Coliseum, so they just respawn back in. As you guys can see here, I'm literally ignoring every enemy. I'm focusing on the raiders, and then as soon as I've eliminated all of these raiders, I will go away, and then I'll come back, and they should have all respawned. But if you eliminate every single enemy that is there, the respawns are so much slower. It is ridiculously slower. So stop eliminating every enemy. This is the same for if you are doing elites. Just focus on the elites. Don't kill any of the other enemies, because if you completely wipe out the entire area, they're just going to respawn so much slower. Trust me, it's a game changer. The next mistake is actually losing your combat rating. There's a way to always keep your combat rating no matter what. When you lose your combat rating, it is the most annoying thing ever. However, they've just brought out a new feature called disconnection protection, and every single time you disconnect, you're going to keep the combat rating that you started the game with. So at the beginning of this game, I was combat rating 7, I went up to 8, and then I let the enemies down me. Let's pretend I don't have the self res. All you need to do is reset your game. Just close the app completely and then go ahead and relaunch the game. And the game will just think you've crashed. So you will keep the combat rating that you were at the beginning of the match you've just played. So as you guys can see, I'm still combat rating 7. The next mistake is not tracking your camo progression. So at the bottom, you can press a button which actually will track the camo on that weapon. And this is incredibly helpful. Every single time I was doing the special camos, I did all 3 in the same game, and then I did the specials in the same game. But I kept forgetting the special challenges, so what I did was just track them, and then in-game on the left-hand side of the screen, you can actually see the progression, so it's really simple to follow. Now, one of the biggest mistakes people are making is not upgrading their weapon. This is going to help you so much, and it's going to make things so much faster. It is surprising how big of a difference upgrading your weapon is going to do. It will do so much more damage. All you need to do is head to one of these on the map, or if you're lucky enough and someone else has already done it for you, which most of the time that is going to be the case. As you guys can see in this high tier zone right now, people are already doing it, and once these guys have actually done it, you can walk in there and you can just get the upgrade without even having to complete the mission or anything. Just like you saw I did in the clip before. The last mistake you guys are making is not leveling up your combat rating fast enough. If you are a low combat rating, it's going to be a lot slower to get these done. You're going to do a lot less damage, etc. But if you want to level up your combat rating as fast as possible, the absolute best way to do this is by completing HVTs over and over and over again. Once again, really helpful if you have a team to do this with. It's going to make things a whole lot quicker. But completing HVTs is definitely the absolute fastest way to get combat rating in this game. Anyway, that is all of the mistakes I think you guys are probably making. I'll probably come up with more, and if I do, I'll make another video on it. So make sure to subscribe with notifications on. We are on the road to 300k, and we're getting pretty close, so I'd really appreciate it.